Hello, me lovelies. Today's video is on one of the top reasons why people don't heal or why the universal laws don't work, or they may work and then everything reverses. And this law comes from my upcoming book, The Universe Decoded. Now, I'm going to give examples of this spiritual law, and you've heard it many times before. It's called belief systems, but it's in a way that you don't even look at because it's who you are. It's like your culture, your religion, your identity. It has become who you are because these always start when they stick in childhood. Now, I'll give you an example. Many years ago, a woman came to me and she wanted a healing for negative energy and things going wrong and nothing really flowing in her life. Now, I was one of the last practitioners she saw because she went to many courses, she saw many practitioners, and then she comes to me. And it was via Zoom, so she had not done forensic healing. Forensic healing delves deep into all of the belief systems, the emotions. It delves into the blueprint of who you are so that you start to really think about the energy equation, the universal law. What is in your energy will come to you. So she wasn't versed in that, and she didn't seem to really get universal laws. It seemed to be something aloof to her, or not something that she believed in enough, yet she did plenty of energy courses. So don't ask me, but she came to me. And then what happens with me is that if you know me, you've seen me move. Now, I used to move a lot, and thank goodness I don't move a lot now. But when I heal, the energy comes through me. I am just the conduit, and then it flows from me, and then wherever I'm directing it, it flows for someone to heal. So I am a conduit. That's really all I am. And I can feel that energy, and I sort of move a little bit now, just a little bit like that. But I can feel when it just turns off like a tap. And when it turns off like a tap, I'm like, I'm not moving, I'm trying to connect, and I'm like, there's a block, and I cannot direct this energy. And so that will happen for two reasons, and this is one of the reasons. When we're trying to heal, and then it's like the tap's turned off, and I'm like, well, what's going on here? And then I have to delve into working out, well, is there a hidden belief that's blocking the energy from coming through? When I was working with this lady, and I said, well, there's a block, and then we dug deep and we find out that her mother as a child said to her, you can never be happy. Happiness is not obtainable. And unfortunately, she also was living with her mother. I think she was living with her mother because maybe financial, I'm not sure. But if you follow that belief system, you can never be happy, then living with your mother isn't a happy experience. And if her mother's negative, which she was, then she stays in that feeling, I can never be happy. I'm living with my mom, I'm not independent, and all of that. So, but when you live with somebody that's also programmed you, it's harder to break it because then it's too obvious and there's too much clashing. So to survive, I guess, an environment, if you're living with that sort of thing, you deny it. Anyway, I'm saying to her, that belief system you've carried your whole life. And until you change that, then nothing can get through because it's a dominant belief that she's been programmed in childhood. So it's like it's part of her now. And she's witnessed it many times because when you have a belief running, most people aren't aware of it. And when you are aware of it, you make sure that you start to work on changing it, but it keeps showing up as true. So you can never be happy with something she believed to her core because she's never was happy. Here she was in the healing, and I can't make progress with her. And I said to her, so tell me, what are you thinking right now? Are you thinking this healing isn't going to work? And she said, yeah, part of me's thinking that. And I just said, until this is rectified, until you reprogram yourself that you can be happy, nothing I do or anybody does is going to supersede that. And now you're aware of it, you can work on it. Unfortunately for that woman, And because I had 1 hour session with her, and I'm sure I went longer with her, she didn't change because she couldn't get it that was the reason nothing was working for her. So then I've also had my own belief systems, but I'm a success story because being a victim in childhood and having bad things happen to you, and at age 6, I had a series of terrible things happening to me. So I was programmed to I am a victim, and look, bad things happen to me, and look, they victimize me or they abuse me. Look, I'm a victim. Until I recognized that pattern, it didn't stop until I started to say when I was victimized or, bad things happen, and if I believe it, then they will happen to me. I say, how would an empowered person respond? And I'm not a victim because I've created that. So I am not a victim. I'm actually empowered. In fact, my beliefs are just coming to me and showing me what I believe. So when I started thinking like that, and then healing also the trauma in my body, did things change? A recent example, working with another client, and several times, so it's good when I see someone more often or they've come to live training, then you can see things play out and things progress and things change or things not change. And I said to this particular client, we're now at a place where I'm getting a deja vu. We finished the healing and it's still stuck. We still can't get to the place that we want to. And what does happen with this particular person, she will make some progress later, but it's never unlimited. It's never like I'm free. So that was her actual childhood, always limited, always negative, always kept in a box and not being able to be free and be unlimited and be herself in every way, financial, relationships, career, health-wise. The whole thing was boxed in a limited state, and that was how her life was projecting. And I said, here we just found it, because again, I'm doing the healing and I'm like, just nothing's coming through. I'm getting the block. And then we look at this belief and it's like we hit the jackpot, because we could keep on trying to heal, and until this is undone, until this person says, I'm unlimited, and focus on being unlimited, focus on everyone else's unlimited state. To change something, you have to just go, okay, this is what I do, and now I've got to reprogram myself many times over, and that means be aware of what you're thinking. So that will be why these belief systems are entrenched, and it can take someone decades to take out of their energy field or to understand, because when you start energy healing, as I did, I'm just trying to deal with my neck pain. I'm trying to just deal with that. And then I'm dealing with the trauma. And then it was just so many layers. And then when you start to get the flow and your abundance and stillness, and then when something shows up that's negative, then you go, oh, what does that mean? And you have the space to look at it and address it, and the time and the clarity. And that's why we're never done until that fat lady sings, and she ain't singing in this lifetime, I'm pretty sure, because it is a continual journey. We are continually evolving. Our energy is continually changing. So that will be what will be a block, and it will take serious thinking. It will take an awareness, a silence, get rid of the clutter, the chaos, because when stillness is there, then you can see. But if you're full of distractions and clutter, and that you don't see. So I hope you've enjoyed this little insight into why things may not be changing. And if you would like to keep updated when my book will be released, The Universe Decoded, you can sign up in the description below to get notified when it's out. And I look forward to chatting next video on another law and another reason of what could be going wrong in your energy field, of why you're not getting what you want. And it's a bit like an energy makeover. I'll see you then.